Joining us now is Congresswoman Karen Bass. She sits on the Judiciary Committee. Congresswoman Bass, I really appreciate you making time for us tonight. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me on.
I said that we know very little about how your committee is going to approach its responsibilities.
Right.
Can you shed any light for us on how you guys are going to work through that part of the process?
No, not much. I think we're all waiting to receive the report, and then we will have to decide. But the point you're making, that there's more information that's coming forward, I wouldn't be surprised if there weren't more people from the State Department or from the administration, because I kind of feel like once that crack happened with the whistleblower, that there's going to be a lot more people coming forward. But at some point, we have to say enough is enough. And so I am certainly anxiously awaiting that report. I imagine that we will see it as soon as we come back from break, and then we will determine where we go from there.
And if more facts do develop in the inquiry, if, as you say, more witnesses decide to come forward, either of their own volition or because they're ordered by a court or because of any other reason, or if more important factual documentation comes out. I don't know what will be in these State Department documents that we're expecting tonight, but if there is important stuff there, would it be the Intelligence Committee that continues to compile the fact basis for the inquiry, or at some point would that roll over to you as well?
I think it's possible that it would roll over to us, but you know, just like you said, I mean, will they actually comply? I don't know. You know, this is an administration that's been pretty lawless. I would not be surprised at all if this deadline passes and they don't comply with the release of the documents.
It is puts a little shiver down my spine to say that. I am, maybe I'm naive. I am one of these people who believes that the term constitutional crisis is overused, that actually our Constitution is a very capable document that anticipates all sorts of terrible things. And a lot of times when we just have harsh political conflict or bad turns in policy or personnel, we consider that to be a crisis, but actually it's not. I would actually consider it to be a constitutional crisis if any element of the executive branch started defying a lawful court order, not appealing it, not complaining about it, but actually defying it. You're saying that you think that's a possibility here?
I absolutely think it's a possibility, because everything you said about the Constitution, when it comes to the president, I have no doubt that he's never even picked the document up. And so I think if he felt threatened by it, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
You serve, ma'am, as the head of the Judiciary Subcommittee on Africa, Global Health, Global Human Rights, and International Organizations. Part of the reason I wanted to talk to you tonight is I know you were at the border at San Ysidro in California today to hold an unusual field hearing on the treatment of immigrants, specifically African immigrants at the southern border. Can you just tell us about the decision to hold that field hearing and what you found today?
Sure. Actually, we did two things today. I also chair the Congressional Black Caucus, and we took members of the Black Caucus across the border. We went into Tijuana, and we met with a group of African immigrants. They were from Cameroon. They were from several different African countries, Jamaica and Haiti. And we met with them about the asylum situation. And what is happening in this administration was so important that we go down and see them, because in the entire debate, there are thousands of Africans and other Black immigrants in Mexico, but they've been invisible through this whole process. And so we really wanted to raise the visibility. Now, in terms of the hearing that we held, I did that under the auspices of the subcommittee, but we were looking at the fact that the general border crisis is really a humanitarian crisis, but unfortunately, this administration is addressing it as though it is a law enforcement problem. And the trauma that these people have gone through, it's really just shameful. And because these immigrants do not speak Spanish, they are essentially stateless, because there's no way for them to really get in line to participate in the asylum process. There is information that is written on paper, but frankly, these people have fallen completely through the cracks, and they're being discriminated against horribly in Mexico. There were several people we met. We met one woman who was trans, and she felt completely not only stateless, but also very vulnerable. She has been beaten, she's been abused, and several of the people that we spoke to had been in that situation.
Congresswoman Karen Bass, the Judiciary Committee, thank you for helping us understand that situation, for holding that hearing. We'll have you back to talk more about that in the future. Thanks for being with us tonight. I appreciate it.
Thank you.